The flower stand on Fun with Flowers and Jay is provided by Golden Flowers. Today, Fun with Flowers and Jay is brought to you by Floral Elixirs.
Welcome to the world of flowers. I'm Jay Schwanke. I've spent my entire life surrounded by flowers. As a fourth-generation florist, flowers have been a part of my daily life for as long as I can remember. Now I'm on a mission to share my knowledge and love of flowers with everyone I meet. Growing, picking, arranging, designing, and sharing. It's all fascinating to me because I love flowers. Anything flowers and everything flowers. Welcome to Fun with Flowers and Jay. Today on Fun with Flowers and Jay, it's Flower Cocktail Hour. And my friend Nora Egger, with her floral elixir, is here to show us how to have some flower cocktails. I'm here with my friend Nora, who is the creator of Floral Elixirs. These are amazing because they add a whole new dimension to our Flower Cocktail Hour. Tell me how you started.
7 years ago, I returned from having lived in Europe, and I grew up in a total of about 4 different countries.
Okay.
So having traveled to many more and having spent almost 25 years in Europe, I really enjoyed the food culture and the drink culture of all the different countries that I saw and that I had the chance to live in or travel. And part of that really was using different types of flowers and herbs that we traditionally don't see here in the US. So I thought, well, why don't we try something at home to create a strong essence of using real floral flavors to create really enticing drinks, something that nobody had seen before. So trying out different recipes, I started with the Damascus rose that was grown in the Valley of the Roses in Bulgaria. And from that first one, the rose elixir, as I called it, because it wasn't a syrup, it wasn't a tincture, it was a non-alcoholic concentrate. And hence I called it an elixir. And from the rose, I started making a whole collection to have 13 to date.
So what are we going to make today?
We're going to have a couple of different drinks, I think. And I think the best way to start anything is with a nice aperitif, something with a glass of bubbles.
We can do that.
So take any bottle of a champagne or sparkling wine, as long as it's a brut. If you use anything that's dry, you can add different types of flavors to it, and you won't overwhelm it with sweetness.
Okay.
So essentially, using floral elixirs in champagne is quite easy. I always call it the floral twist, right, on a Key Royale. So all we're gonna do here, we've got a Champagne Lovers floral cocktail kit, and one of these flavors, which I really enjoy, is Rose Hip Elixir.
This is one of my favorites. When I saw this, I loved it.
You know, rose hips in general are absolutely wonderful. We buy organic rose hips. We cook them down for quite a long time to actually get a really strong extract of rosehip. They're very healthy for you, full of vitamin C and different antioxidants. And essentially all we're gonna do is pour a little bit in here. You see, it's all it takes, and look at the color on that cocktail.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So this is wonderful for before dinner drinks, of course, for champagne toasts, for weddings, for different type of celebrations. I mean, let's not forget New Year's. So I really enjoy this flavor.
So a tablespoon.
A tablespoon is all you use. I actually used a little bit less in both of these glasses. This is about 5-ounce glass of champagne. And so cheers. Here to our rose hip Key
Rose
Royale.
hips and to floral elixir. Oh, that's wonderful.
You know what I like about this, especially as a before dinner drink, is that as you can see, most of the elixir is actually layered at the bottom. So as we're drinking, you're gonna get more and more of the flavor of whatever floral elixir that you add to your champagnes, and it opens the palate really nicely. So you have almost different flavors within one cocktail.
Oh, that's amazing.
And visually, I think, you know, throw in a berry or two,
Right.
throw in a sprig of whatever flower you see, and there's the cocktail.
Perfect. So now let's move on to something with a little bit harder liquor in it.
A little harder liquor.
All
Well,
right.
let's start with the easy one.
Okay.
Everyone knows and loves vodka, right?
right.
I mean, it's an easy spirit, so
Okay.
essentially whatever flavor you're gonna add to vodka is what you're gonna have. What I really enjoy, which is also available in the Champagne Lovers, but the Vodka Lovers collection, is violet. Now, violets are a wonderful sweet flower that make a really lovely elixir, which with vodka make a beautiful cocktail visually, and has a really smooth creaminess to it, actually. So here we added about 4 ounces.
Correct.
of a vodka. We're going to add about 1 ounce of the violet elixir. I'm gonna add, there we go. So it's 1 to 4. So 2 ounces of vodka would be about ½ ounce of violet elixir. If you look at it per serving. We're just gonna add the squeeze of about half a lemon. Give a nice little freshness. And then that's it. What's easy about this is that anyone can be a mixologist at home with the floral elixirs. You've got great flavors. You've got wonderful, very light, natural colors, and very easy cocktails.
It's beautiful, Nora. That's the other thing.
Thank you. You know, the color actually comes from a black carrot extract. Because
wow.
floral extracts, they actually don't have any colors.
Wonderful.
Cheers. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, it is.
It's creamy. There's a smoothness to it, which I really enjoy.
The thing that I have told everyone is that it's so reminiscent of the fragrance of the flowers. And that's what makes it so interesting and complex. So Nora, when we met, you were testing these, and I thought that was such an interesting process. Can you share that with us?
Absolutely. You know, it's true. People are not used to drinking flowers. And so when they approach me, they're like, well, what is this? Because it's not a syrup, it's not a tincture, it's not alcohol. It is something unique. So what I like to do is I like to show people, first of all, what it smells like. So I always offer them a very small amount in a little glass. In this case, this is cherry blossom elixir. And cherry blossom, sakura extract actually, has an incredibly rich and smooth flavor. And I blend it with an organic cherry extract. And together, combined, I think it's quite beautiful. Put your nose to it. And you really feel the aroma of it.
Right.
And then I always tell people, you know, put your lips to it. So take a tiny, tiny sip almost.
Oh, and this is wonderful.
See, it's that
This one's
combination
wonderful.
of a touch of pure cane sugar, a little bit of citrus, the organic cherry extract, and of course that Japanese, that beautiful sakura extract.
You added soda.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Soda or sparkling wines, right? So, but I think to try it first,
Is that enough?
that's fine, absolutely. If people drink it in a soda, you know, it's much more diluted.
Right.
But I think to really understand the essence and to get the flavors, cheers to an all-natural, healthy, low-calorie soda.
Right. That's amazing. That's amazing. I just think of how fun that would be for a party or whatever. I mean, you know, for kids too, for the
Right.
mocktails at holidays, that's a great idea.
Bridal showers, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
baby showers,
Perfect.
when people don't want to drink.
Exactly.
Perhaps, very much.
So now what about bourbon, gin, those types of things?
You know, with 13 different flavors of elixirs, there's definitely certain flavors that work better with certain spirits. So gin, there's a gin lovers collection for gin, that flavors that I feel work much better with it. Bourbon, also there's a bourbon lovers collection, bourbon, whiskeys, brandy, and rose elixir works beautifully with bourbons. So essentially, a lot of bourbon drinkers prefer to drink it neat or on the
Right.
rocks.
Okay.
You know, they really enjoy the experience of a bourbon. So here, all I'm gonna do is just add a little bit of bourbon, and then throw some rocks in there if you like, or just keep it neat. But
I'll keep it neat. Let's keep it neat.
I actually would use maybe a teaspoon. And that's it, just a slight accent. You can see the color on the bottom, very delicately.
Right.
But there's definitely something there. And so you're gonna get the full complexity of your bourbon, but you're gonna have a very slight aftertaste, which has a lovely rose, almost like a sweet honey taste that combined with the bourbon is just delicious. But I'll let you see for yourself.
Okay.
There.
Oh. You know, and I'm a bourbon drinker, and I would never think about adding my roses to my bourbon, except now, of course I will.
I mean, you can always make Manhattans with this, and then you can add different things to it, of course.
I have to then talk about gin and lavender, because lavender, I think, oh, it's so hard, you know, just like my favorite flowers, depending upon the day that you ask me, I will tell you my favorite flower is something different. So, but I do love the lavender one, and you said that that was a great way to do that.
So gin, the juniper and gin, of course, is something that the lavender, they're closely related. So pairing these is actually something that's quite natural. And you know, we're gonna keep it easy. Essentially, highball glass, throw some rocks in there, add about, 2 to 3 ounces of gin per glass. Let's keep it small, there we go. Add your ½ ounce of your lavender elixir, which is 1 tablespoon serving. And lavender, you know, is an English lavender, which is very fragrant, which is grown and harvested in the fields in France. And we add an organic blueberry undertone to it just to give it complexity. And also because lavender is quite harsh. On its own, it is an astringent. So maybe a splash of lemon. And there is. You can either mix this, of course, in a shaker or drink it neat because, or drink it without shaking it because the colors, you know, they settle so nicely.
Ah, okay.
So, and I think the visual of that is nice.
And I would do soda.
Oh, absolutely. You could top these with soda to keep it more light.
As a summer drink.
Mm-hmm. I would even throw in maybe a rosemary sprig or a lavender sprig.
Right.
And there's our summer cocktail.
That's wonderful.
Cheers.
Oh, that's delightful.
There's a nice bouquet afterwards as well from the gin and from the lavender.
What's our best way to get a hold of floral elixirs?
Well, we are a small company, and we do work with several retailers across the country, but they're smaller retailers. So the easiest way to find them, honestly, for anybody, is to go to floralelixir.com or floralcocktails.com.
We have on YouBloom a link there.
Yes, you do.
So if you go to our store, it takes you right to your website.
Right.
And you can get to you there. So, and they can do the kits.
Yeah,
can
kits
do the
are
bottles.
available. These small bottles are available in these floral cocktail kits, and I think there's 8 different or 9 different varieties, from soda lovers to tea lovers, champagne, wine lovers even. And of course, we have the larger bottles as well that come in 8.5 ounce size, which
Absolutely.
are 17 servings each.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. I love having flower cocktail hour. So until next time, Nora, cheers.
Cheers. It's been
We'll
fun.
keep having fun with flowers.
Sounds great.